Dear student, welcome to my online class. Hope you are well by the grace of Almighty. This is MD Tahirul Islam, Assistant Teacher English, Lucas Public School and College, Rangamati. Today I am going to discuss about the Chapter 3, Agriculture Inputs. Chapter 3, Agriculture Inputs. In the previous class, it was mentioned that soil provides the physical support to the plants and nutrients as well. In the last chapter, we have finished, which is mentioned about the soil provide the physical support to the plants and nutrient as well. And what is the nutrient? Nutrient means a source of nourishment, such as food that can be metabolized by organism to give energy and build tissue. So what is the role of fertilizer? In this chapter, we will discuss about what is the role of fertilizer. What is the fertilizer? A natural substance that is used to make the ground more suitable for growing plants, and it supplements the nutrition for the plant. That means it gives an extra nutrition for the plant. In case of animal carbohydrate, in the event of animals needs carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamins and mineral salt are source of nutrients. For culture fish and domestic animal, food supplement called feeds are important to have the expected production. If I want to get more productions in a cultivating fish and rearing of a domestic animals, and if I give an extra food supplement, that is called feeds. Similarly, amending soil with the organic manure improves the productivity of the soil. If I give more organic manure, and then we will get a lot of production from the soil. So it is important to know about the production process, use of organic manure in this chapter. That is why we will know about the how can I produce the more product and how can I use the organic manure. The lesson 1, elements of plant nutrition. Plant draw some element from soil, air, water for nutrition and growth. These are called the essential elements. If I ask you what to understand by the essential element, nutrition elements, then you will have to say plant draws some elements from soil and air, water for nutrition and growth. These are called essential elements. Plant take some essential element from 3 natural resources. One is the soil, air and water. And unavailability of any of these basic elements does not allow plant to properly complete its life cycle. Lack of any this basic element does not allow the plant to properly complete, and that means does not grow up properly for its lifelong cycle. However, the need for a particular essential element may vary from crop to crop, and it depends on different crops need a different essential elements. The deficiency symptom of one nutrient cannot be fulfilled by another nutrient. That means if one crop needed oxygen, if I supply the nitrogen, it will not be fulfilled by another nutrient. So that is why we are discussing about the classification of nutrient elements, the functions and the respective deficiency syndrome is described. Classification of essential nutrient elements. There are 17 essential nutrient elements for plants, and if we want to grow the more crops, we need to ensure the 17 essential nutrient elements. On the basis of amount needed, these are may be divided into the 2 classes, macro and micronutrients. There are 2 kinds of essential element for plant. One is a macro and another one is a micro. Macro means a very large in a scope or a scale. The nutrients which is used in a large scale, and this will be called as the macronutrients. There are 9 micronutrients. These are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. These nutrients are used in a large quantity for natural growth of this plant. That means these 9 elements, natural nutrient elements, use more, and that is why it's called the macro. And micronutrients, 8 essential elements are needed in a trace amount. Trace amount means very small amount. These are called micronutrients. These are iron, manganese, molybdenum, copper, zinc, boron, chlorine and cobalt. Though they are applied in small quantities, these are essential for the completion of their life cycle. That means these 8 elements are needed for more productions of plants, very small amount, but without this we cannot complete the life cycle of the plants. So source of essential elements. There are two major sources to obtain these 17 essential elements for plants. These are, one is the natural sources, another one is artificial sources. Natural sources can we get from the three sources. One is the soil, another is the water, another one is air. Soil, except carbon dioxide, carbon, oxygen and hydrogen, all the rest 14 essential are supplied by the soil and soil organic matter. That means we will get from the soil 14 essential elements except carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. From the air we will get the two essential elements, one is the carbon, another one is oxygen, are available from the air. And from also where we will water, we will get the two essential elements, one is the hydrogen, another one is oxygen. Plant get its nutrients by drawing water through the roots from the soil. That means hydrogen and oxygen plant can take from water by absorbing through the roots from the soil. Artificial sources, chemical fertilizer and organic manures. So we'll get the two way from artificial sources. One is the organic manure. Manure means animal excrement or cow dung, especially that of commonly domestic farm animals, when used as a fertilizer. And all the nutrients of plants are available in organic manures. Decomposed cow dung, compost, waste, and raw leaves and straw and weeds are used for the making organic manure. All the nutrients of the plant, that means 17 nutrients essential elements of the plants are available in organic manure. Decompost, that means to rot or decay something, that means cow dung. And compost means the decayed remain of organic matter that has rotten into the natural fertilizer. That means when you compost something and it will be turned into a fertilizer. And waste means litter, refuse and rubbish and dry leaves and straw and weeds are used for the making organic manure. And chemical fertilizer, nitrogen can be obtained from urea. If I use the urea in, and we will get the nitrogen. Triple superphosphates and TSP provide the phosphorus, and murates of potash, MOP provide the potassium, and gypsum provide the calcium and sulfur, and beside the zinc sulfate contain the zinc and sulfur. So, and we can get the artificial sources. From the artificial source also we can get all the essential elements from the natural source. Lesson 6, supplementary food. Supplementary means additional. Supplementary food means additional food. We already know that plants receive their nutritional requirement from soil, water and air. We have learned in the previous lessons. Plants receive their 17 essential elements from 3 natural resources, one from soil, another from water, another from air. If there is lack of these elements, we use the fertilizer in the field. That means if there is any unavailability of these 17 essential elements, we use the fertilizer to make up this in the field. So in case of fishes and other domestic animals, what about the fishes and other domestic animals? In case of any lack of nutrients, fish and domestic animal, how can I make up? So from where they obtain their essential nutrients. What is the nutrients? A source of nourishment such as food that can be metabolized by an organism to keep energy and build resource. The answer may be daily ration, which include the fibrous food and food grains. That means how can they make up? They may make up by the ration, a portion of some limited resource and allocated to a person or a group, and which include the fibrous food, stringy food, that means look like a string. Food grains means harvested seeds of various grass. Food crops look like, we can say, rice, but this might not be sufficient to have a maximum profitable production from them. So if I apply this, it will not be sufficient. Therefore, to have a high production from our domesticated fishes, birds and animals, some extra nutritional material to be supplemented with their ration. This is called supplementary food. That means if you want more productions, we'll have to give some extra supplemented food. Supplemented means something added, especially to make up for a deficiency. To fill up this deficiency, we'll have to keep some extra food. This is called supplemented food. Supplementary food for fishes. It's additional food for fishes. Fish production will not be satisfactory with the naturally available food in the food. Satisfactory means down to satisfaction, adequate or sufficient. Fish production will not be sufficient enough with the natural available food in the pond, what they get in the natural resources. But availability of the natural food can be increased by adding fertilizer in the pond. If I apply the fertilizer in the ponds, and the natural food will be increased, but this is also not sufficient. To have a profitable production from within a short time, if you want to get the more production from the pond, within the short period of time, we'll have to apply the supplementary food, has to be supplied. That means we'll have to keep the supplementary food. To estimate the amount of supplementary food for the domesticated fish in the pond, it is required to net 30 and 40 fishes and weigh them. So if you want to apply the supplementary food in the pond, then we'll have to estimate the amount of fishes and we'll have to weigh them. And the required amount of supplementary feed have to be calculated on the basis of their age and average weight. Then if I want to apply the supplementary food in the pond, and then we'll have to calculate it on the basis of their age and average weight. On the basis of total weight of the fishes in the pond, and 3 to 5% supplementary feed can be supplied in every day. So suppose an example, that means if all the fishes of pond weighed 100 kg in the pond, then we'll have to supply the 3 to 5 kg supplementary feed. So if the weight and total weight of the fishes in the pond in 100 kg, we'll have to supply the 3 to 5 kg supplementary feed every day in case of big fishes. On the other hand, 3 to 5% supplementary feed should be supplied to the fish fries for the body weight. According to the body weight and total amount of 100 kg, in case of the young fishes, we'll have to supply the 5 to 10% supplementary. For calves, fish meal, rice bran, mustard oil cake, flour and vitamin. Rice bran means a broken coat of seed and are mixed to prepare the supplementary feed for carp fishes such as rui, katla, mrigal, silver carp, common carp fish and etc. Then if we want to apply the supplementary feed for the carp fishes, then we'll have to mix with the fish meal, rice bran, mustard oil cake, flour and vitamin and mineral etc. So oil cake should be soaked in the water for 12 hours prior mixing. Soak means drench with the water. Before the 12 hours, we will have to drench with the water the oil cake. And soaked oil cake and fish meal, rice bran, flour are mixed together and mix it to be into small balls. And then we'll have to mix up all the elements, ingredients, and we'll have to make a look like a small ball. Total required feed is divided into two parts. One part is supplied to the pond, half in the morning and then rest in the evening. Then we'll have to divide into two portions. One portion apply in the morning, another portion will be applied in the evening. Food should be supplied in the daily at the same time in the fish place so that the fish can be take the food easily. That means we'll have to supply the exact time. Every day we'll have to supply the supplementary food exact time and exact place, and they can take it more easily. The element with the amount one shown in the following supplementary food listed for the carp fishes. That means if you see the total 100 kg, so we'll have to apply the fish meal 10 kg in case of big fishes, and in case of young fishes we'll have to 21 kg. Rice bran 53 kg in big fishes, and a small fish, young fishes we'll have to apply the 28 kg. Mustard oil cake 30 kg, fish fries and 45 kg in case of young fishes. Flour 6 kg in case of young fishes we'll have to apply the 5 kg. Mixture of vitamin and mineral, big fishes 1 kg and fishes fries in 1 kg. In total we'll have to apply then 100 kg in a big fishes and 100 kg in a small fishes. We'll have to do the homework creative question number 2 from chapter 3 from you both. We'll have to complete this CQ and write down your coffee and submit it after reopening your scope. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.